Wolf12 here, and today I have a very special video to show you all. This is a review of the very rare Gemmy 2002 animated talking Scooby-Doo Nightlight sold at Walmart. Now, being sold at Walmart, you'd think this would be an item that would be much more common to find, but there's never been a public video of this online in the 23 years that it has existed until now. That's pretty incredible. But I can give you one good reason why that is, and that's because this is unfortunately not made very well. The majority of them break very easily, and it's because the plastic over time that they used, it becomes very brittle and it breaks very easily. That happened to mine. In shipping, both the street sign and Scooby's head snapped off, but the construction of the item itself also lends itself to its failure. Because to be able to even fix the animation on Scooby, you would literally have to snap his head off anyway, because of the way it was installed. I'll get into that a little bit more later, but yeah, this is just incredible to finally own this thing. This was basically my holy grail as far as not only Gemmy Scooby-Doo items, but just Scooby-Doo in general, because I'm sure as all of you know by now, I am a huge Scooby-Doo fan. I haven't really said that out loud, but I'm sure it's been implied by the many videos I've uploaded of items from my collection. I'm a huge Scooby-Doo fan. I have been for my entire life. And I was lucky enough to grow up in the era that was basically considered the golden age for Scooby-Doo, which would be like the late 90s through the mid 2000s. You know, stuff like Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost, Alien Invaders, What's New Scooby-Doo, even all the way up really until even 2010 with Mystery Incorporated. It was basically the golden era, or the renaissance for Scooby-Doo after it had been a dormant IP for so long. It just exploded in popularity and it enjoyed a success as it never had before. So of course, Gemmy capitalized on the popularity of the IP in the 2000s, and this was one of the items they produced in 2002 for Walmart. There's not really too much more known about it, really, because, again, I believe I'm the only collector who owns this, at least who publicly admits to owning it, because this will obviously be the first video ever publicly shared online. But it's a really neat item, and it really is a shame that it's so hard to come by, because it is actually a nightlight feature. It's not just an animated talking item. It does have a nightlight feature, where if you push the button that's on the back of Scooby's base right here, there's a second. This one is for his talking. This one is for the nightlight. If you push this, it's literally a switch. So it'll switch on the nightlight feature, and it will stay on until you switch it off again. So I will have that on for the rest of the video while I talk. I might turn it off again when I demo him though, but anyway, we'll get into the box now. As you can see, the front, it says Talking Scooby-Doo Nightlight. Try me, push the button on the base. And this was brand new when I got it too. You can see the adapter is still zip-tied inside the box. I'm using a different one because I do not trust those old brick Gemmy adapters. They go bad over time and they put out more voltage than they're supposed to. So, not even gonna mess with that. Anyway, here's the side of the box. It says Cartoon Network Scooby-Doo, Talking Scooby-Doo Nightlight. You'll sleep better knowing that the lovable Scooby-Doo is watching over you all night long. To hear him sing or talk, push the button in front of the base. Plug it in and push the button behind Scooby to turn on the nightlight. Sweet dreams from Scooby-Doo and the gang. Try me, push the button on the base. There's some nice rendering of Scooby there with the Gemmy logo, of course. Then on the back, you get the same description up top, and then some features about the synchro motion for the mouth, some instructions with the batteries and all that. And as you can see down there, the copyright information of the song, The Boy from New York City. It's actually a parody of the song where they changed the lyrics to the pooch that we call Scooby. It's pretty funny, but what's interesting is it's actually a sticker. So originally there was something else there originally. Now I'm not going to peel it up because I don't want to damage the box any, but it would be interesting to know what it was originally planned to sing or what it originally said there. There's no evidence really of it, but this feels like an item that Joe P would have worked on, if you know who that is. He worked on Billy Bass and a lot of the early 2000s Gemmy items. This just feels like something he would have had a hand in, so if someone has any contact to him, you could maybe inquire about this and see if he knows anything. Of course, don't pester the guy, but it would just be interesting to know. Because another interesting thing is it's very similar to the Scooby-Doo skeleton. It has the same amount of animation, it has the same light up feature where you can just leave it lights on all the time. Because just like the Scooby-Doo skeleton, it has a moving mouth and a moving arm to turn on the lantern. It looks like the head would move. I know it does, but it actually doesn't. It's just a stationary head. Or I believe it was originally posable, so you could turn the head in any direction you wanted. But because almost all of them snap off, I wasn't going to deal with trying to fix that very brittle plastic, so I just glued the head stationary in place like that. And like I was saying earlier towards the beginning of the video, this thing is very much a pain in the ass to fix because the very brittle plastic. Again, as I said, you would literally have to snap the head off to get to the mouth mechanism if it wasn't already snapped off, because they super glued the head down around the mouth mechanism inside, and there's just one tiny peg and a screw holding the head onto the body. And there's no way to access that without snapping it off the body. It's really bad the way it's made. I might include a photo so you can understand what I'm saying. And then on top of that, once the head is snapped off, you have to pry the mouth mechanism off from the inside of the head, and that sent little shards of that brittle brown plastic shooting towards my face. That was not fun. But eventually I was able to get inside and fix the mouth. It uses a micro motor like the mini Pop Culture series and mini Spirit Balls, that tiny little motor. It uses one of those in a string controlled mouth mech. I can show you it from the side so you can see a little bit better. And as you can see, I did make a cut right there, which is unfortunate, but that's literally the only way I could put the head back on without snapping the jaw off. Because unfortunately, another flaw to this is the mouth is like the pop culture characters, where they glued the jaw onto a thin little bar that the string operated mech pulls on to open the mouth. So I would literally have to snap the jaw off if I wanted to put the head back on without cutting it. But this made it so much easier because just with this little cut, I can spread it open and take his head on and off to fix the mouth whenever I need to. But besides that, the arm was already fully working. I don't know how much longer it's going to work because it's just another string mech, but I think it'll be much easier to fix because I imagine the motor is down in the base. But yeah, besides that, I really don't have too much else to say, so I guess I'll go ahead and demo this very obscure and awesome piece for you all now. So here we go. Also, I believe the arm should be held up a little higher, but it has loose joints. It's the same thing that happens to the Jingle Bell Rock Santas by Blue Ridge Designs. It's the same thing where the joint gets loose over time. Anyway, I'll continue. And now I'll turn off the Nightlight feature so you can see what it's like without that feature being on.
Scooby-Doo! Cool kitty, tell us about the good that we call Scooby-Doo. Come on, kitty, tell us about the good that we call Scooby-Doo. Got a dog.
we're getting close to the end of all the phrases, but I'll do it again to see.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Okay, yeah, so he has a good amount of phrases, you can see. And another thing I want to mention is the voice actor is Scott Innes. He was the main voice actor for Scooby in the 90s, like the late 90s, and he did almost all of Gemmy's Scooby-Doo items up until the 2010s, I want to say. And he did basically all the voice acting for all the Scooby-Doo toys in the 2000s. He was the voice of Scooby in Zombie Island, Alien Invaders, The Witch's Ghost, Cyber Chase. He is iconic. It's really amazing his story because he was a huge Scooby-Doo fan to begin with. And after the unfortunate passing of the original voice actor, who was Don Messick, he was brought in to fill the role, and he did a phenomenal job. He's not my favorite Scooby voice, but he is definitely iconic, and I could admire his journey to becoming the voice of Scooby. And he also did Shaggy and Scrappy for several things too, so that's pretty neat. And up until recently, Gemmy continued using his recordings until, for some reason, they started replacing them, both this year and last year, which is unfortunate. But again, I think it's really cool that they did that. And like with the life-size Scooby, they did Frank Welker, the modern voice of Scooby, who also is the voice of Fred and has been the voice of Fred since the very beginning. Also pretty neat, but I just wanted to share that. That doesn't really have... I got a little off topic, but... Anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Look for my actual demo video of this that I'll probably upload tomorrow without me talking. So if you just want to see it in action without any of my talking, you can go ahead and watch that tomorrow. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.